Hey, what is up, everybody? And welcome to the Year 3 Sneak Peek panel live at the Season 3 Finals from Sao Paulo, Brazil. I am Justin Kruger, your community developer on Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm joined by two wonderful gentlemen. To my left, Alex Remy, brand director. How's it going, Alex?
Justin, I couldn't be more excited really by what we're seeing and what we are experiencing today. Like the crowd in Sao Paulo is just amazing. Like, thank you so much, Brazil, for the warm welcome. All the crowd is fantastic. So it's been like by far like one of the best finals I've attended for Rainbow Six Pro Finals.
It's been super emotional, super energetic. I've had chills the entire time. It is crazy, especially after that emotional semifinals game where ENSA advances to the grand finals, which is so amazing. And of course, to Alex's left, we have Jeremy Somville, esports manager on Rainbow Six Siege. How's it going, Jeremy?
I'm great, as Alex. I'm very, very excited to be here. We have an amazing crowd and an awesome atmosphere, so I can't wait for the final. And even for Penta against Braglagan, I think it will be amazing with this crowd.
Absolutely. In just a few moments, we'll be talking about all the things that are going to be happening in 2018, the third year of Rainbow Six Siege. And as year 2 comes to a close, we need to take a quick look back at this amazing year. It really was a transitional and foundational year for Rainbow Six Siege, where we have 25 million players, millions of players playing every single day, and just a warm and amazing community that has been fostered over this past year. And if 2017 was the foundational year and transitional year, 2018 is a little bit more of an experimental year. A little bit, there's going to be a few different things, and in just a few moments, Alex and I are going to run through the Year 3 roadmap. And Alex, what can players kind of expect in the Year 3?
First, I want to say that let's all take a moment to enjoy the fact that we do have and we do confirm today the fact that we're having a Year 3. This is obviously people were expecting this. As a dev team, we are planning it. And there's been a couple of information that actually leaked. But let's be honest, let's go back a year or 2 years ago. No one was expecting that game to be here today. We have, as you mentioned, 25 million players today. Year 3 in confirm, and we have plans to stay for a very long time. This game is built to last, and we're going to make sure that it happens.
Absolutely.
So regarding year 3, as you mentioned, let's have a look at the roadmap where we'll see how we're going to be structuring things and launching things in that Year 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at that right now. And also, I should mention that this panel is broken up into 2 parts. So right now we will take a look at the Year 3 roadmap, but further down the line, we're going to be taking a look at the Six Invitational with Jeremy, which is really kind of an amazing event that will be coming up in February. So that's the structure of the panel, and then we're actually going to go right into the Year 3 panel, or Year 3 roadmap. So let's take a look at that for what we have. Alex?
Yeah, indeed. As people can expect for the Year 3, one of the formula that we want to absolutely keep, because it's been working, is the seasonal structure of Rainbow Six. So expect Year 3 to keep its quarterly seasonal content. So every 3 months, expect a new operation to come down. It's been, for us, something that has been working, that recipe of having 3 months an operation with its content, operators, and maps. That's going to be something that we'll keep doing.
Absolutely, and here we have the Year 3 roadmap, which we will be revealing over the course of this panel. Obviously, for Season 1, we just saw a little sneak peek at what Season 1 entails. So, Alex, could you please break it down, and let's take another look at that Year 3 Season 1 asset.
Indeed, if we keep that formula of the seasonal structure as mentioned with you, Season 1 is, that being said, a little bit of a surprise and a gift we wanted to give to players. So it is a different season from the other ones. Back to the roadmap that you see a little bit before, Season 1 has a sort of new content and new flavor. We are not this time having a map, but we'll be launching an event, co-op event that's called Outbreak. That's going to start that Year 3 within Operation Chimera, which is the official name of Season 1 Year 3.
So let's break this down a little bit more. We have Operation Chimera, which is the season where you get 2 operators, but then you also have this special mission called Mission Outbreak, and explain a little bit more about the details that we can share today. So we can't share everything, but tell us a little bit about what players can expect with that.
Indeed, we're launching the year Operation Chimera with 2 operators, and those 2 operators have a special expertise. They are experts in biohazard threats. So this time, and expect to have a little spin and a little new fantasy that we're bringing with those 2 operators. And with that special event, we are taking those guys and the bunch of Rainbow Six in a 4-week event that has really a twist on it. So expect something that you were not counting on.
So it's going to be a limited time, 4-week, 3-player co-op event, and free to all owners of Siege, right?
100%. That's a way for us, like, really to give a present, a gift to all the players that have been with us. How do we sort of change the formula, create some surprise effect right at the start of the year 3? Mission Outbreak is exactly for this. 4 weeks of co-op, a 3-player against something that you may not totally expect.
Something that you may not totally expect. That's really juicy there, Alex. Obviously, we can't share too much today, but in the coming weeks and months, and of course, we'll be revealing a little bit more. But one thing that we can confirm today is that there's going to be some things you can actually get with this, like some DLC content and customizable items that will be coming with this, right?
Indeed, with Mission Outbreak, the idea is also to get a new collection of items that is 100% around that thematic and fantasy that you guys will be discovering in the coming month. So keeping the philosophy that's been ours overall, people will be rewarded as well as they can have access to that new collection. It's the first one that we're launching, so it's going to be an exciting first season for year 3.
And when's the full reveal going to be?
It's going to be obviously at 6 Invitational and leading up to that big event. So guys, look into the weeks before and up to the event where we'll reveal everything about Mission Outbreak and that whole year 3.
Absolutely. So in just a few moments, you'll learn a little bit more about what's coming in the 6th Invitational, but obviously that big reveal is going to be for Mission Outbreak, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to show all the fans out there what we have in store for them. It's something pretty special.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so that is season 1 of year 3. Let's go into season 2. What's the next season coming up?
Season 2, we go back to our basics, our classic season as we know, but this time around we're going to Italy. We've had a year 2 that was very intense, going to Asia several times, and we wanted to go back to our roots, sort of. So we're going to go to Italy with 2 operators from the GIS. I'm very excited to share when it's going to be the time, the thematic of the map and everything that we've chosen, because it's really exciting and really different from what we did in the past.
Yeah, absolutely, and something so season 1 is something completely different, something that players won't be expecting really. And then season 2, a little bit more traditional, 2 operators, 1 map in Italy with Italian operators.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool. Great. Now, season 3.
Season 3 is somewhere a hybrid between a classic season and something we wanted to achieve, which is a hybrid season where we do have 2 operators with 2 different nationalities. But the main difference with the classic season is the fact that this time around we are doing a map rework. So map rework is, for us as a philosophy from a dev team, is looking at year 3 and beyond. It's time for us to look at the content that is growing and growing and make sure that we cater to that content, take care of that content, make sure it's as good as possible. So rework is going to be the first step of that philosophy, where we're taking 1 map out of the rotation, a map that you guys know, and we are completely reworking it. From level design to art, the idea is to reintroduce that map after in a full season, so that people have a totally new experience with that map. And
just to be clear, that map is going to have the same kind of atmosphere and the things that you love about that map. It's just going to take away some of those bad things and rework some of the angles, maybe some of the pathways and destructibility, and also some of the bomb sites. So a lot of those things that a lot of players that will provide us feedback on, we're actually going to be implementing this.
Yeah, and it's also the possibility for us to take an environment that's familiar, where obviously we're changing some of the level design, but also tell a new story through art and design. What if House is now set in Christmas? What if Hereford is at a different time period, or has had a new extension in the building? So that's really how we can also tell the story through map and environments with this. And I think it's a pretty exciting idea to take some of the elements that we know and turn them a little bit upside down.
absolutely. And I mean, map knowledge is one of the most important things in Rainbow Six Siege. So this is really kind of interesting. And I have one question that I think a lot of our players are probably asking about. Why are we doing this? Why are we taking this direction instead of really, the standard direction?
You touched upon a little bit this, like coming out in our third year now, or coming to our third year, we're reaching about 20 map and plus. One of the ideas now, how do we take all those maps, keep them, improve them, and make newcomers and people that are coming to the game something that is a bit more easy. Map knowledge is, as we know from data and consumer and player feedback, one of the most and biggest difficulty to get into the game. So one of the ideas for us is like, hey, 20 maps is starting to be a pool that is enough at the moment. Let's add 2 maps a year instead of 4, and let's have the time and the support and efforts from the team to actually rework some of the map and even buff some of the map that we know.
So this is going to be full philosophy moving forward for this season, and potentially other maps might be getting a few other changes. Yeah, really interesting. So that is what you can expect for Season 3, and now our final season of Year 3. What can we expect for Season 4?
This one I'm particularly excited. It's back to again basics. Second, fourth season, like the second, is a full country and a full CTU. But this time, and for the first time, Rainbow Six is going to go in Africa, North Africa, especially with Morocco as the new country and new CTU that we're bringing. I can't tell you how excited am I to get to that continent. We went to Asia last year. This time it's Africa, and now Rainbow Six has been to every continent. So it's really, really cool for us as a fantasy. So it's going to be so much different from what we used to.
So there you have it, the Year 3 of Rainbow Six Siege 2018. Really exciting stuff. That is incredible content that is coming your way. We, of course, start the year with Operation Chimera with Mission Outbreak, and then we move on to Italy with a traditional season, 2 operators, new map, and then we also have a new change where it's an additional operator for UK and America, and then also a map rework, which is going to be interesting, and then we move on to Morocco, which is really exciting stuff. Obviously, this is going to be one of the biggest years for Rainbow Six Siege. New things, new kinds of experiments that we're actually going to be implementing, and you'll be able to learn all about, of course, Mission Outbreak and Operation Chimera at the Six Invitational, and you do not want to miss that. And of course, there will be another Year 3 pass available in mid-December, which is really cool. So more details will come on that in the future. So once again, this panel is in 2 parts, as I mentioned earlier. And speaking of the Six Invitational, we will be moving on to that next. Alex, Year 2 Six Invitational, or Year 3 Six Invitational, our second Six Invitational in 2018, February 13th to 16th, 18th. Sorry, February 13th to 18th in Montreal. Again, it's going to be one of the biggest events of the year. Tell us a little bit about what players can expect.
Yeah, I mean, for those who haven't had the chance to attend or watch Rainbow Six Invitational last year, the idea is really to invite people, players, community, and teams at our home in Montreal, close to the studio, actually very close to the studio. And this is our way to say, hey guys, come home, see how we do things, meet us, have conversation, and let's have a full sort of birthday of Rainbow Six. Let's celebrate a second year and the third year that's upcoming. So Rainbow Six Invitational is all about meeting community, competition with pro teams and the devs all together for almost a week.
It's going to be a celebration, and it's going to be even bigger this year than last
absolutely.
year.
Last year, like I have so vivid memories about Six Invitational. I can't tell you each time that I'm thinking about it. I almost have the same chill as now, Sao Paulo. But this year, for 2018, we are obviously putting big ambitions, right? And doubling down on pretty much everything from prize pool, number of teams that are invited, the size of the venue, and the number of attendees that can actually come. And it's an event that's going to last 6 days, so more than double what we did last year. So it's a really excellent news. And on top of this, while we are talking doubling everything, I'm super excited to say now that we are committing to 2 full years of Pro League and Rainbow Six esports program starting 2018. all players, teams, participants, viewers, and organization can count on a full commitment from Montreal and Ubisoft in 2018 and 2019 esports program. So it's a super cool way to kickstart the year next year again.
Super awesome. So doubling down on everything, including the number of years of esports. So that is really exciting. And now I'd like to hand over the mic to Jeremy to break down some of the details of the 6th Invitational in February. What can players expect from the 6th Invitational?
So as you know, the 6th Invitational is the anniversary of Siege. And once again, it will take place in Montreal. And this time, as you said, it will be bigger. It will be actually the biggest tournament ever made on Rainbow Six, with 16 teams, $500,000 prize pool. So yeah, it's an amazing event. And actually, we even have a small surprise today, because in addition of the standard main event of the 6th Invitational, we will also have a group stage just before the main event. This is why the 6th Invitational this year will last 1 full week.
So bigger event, obviously doubling the teams, doubling the prize pool. But what can players expect from a little bit about the atmosphere that we will be creating there?
If you remember last year at the 6th Invitational, the atmosphere between the community, the players, and everyone was really awesome. And this time we wanted to keep this, but change a little bit something. And this is why we choose to go for a full 360-degree arena.
And I think we have a look at our first mock-up of the 6th Invitational arena. That is what you can expect if you are there in Montreal in February, which is really, really exciting. I get goosebumps just looking at that. That's pretty cool. So we have 16 teams competing at the 6th Invitational. What about the format? What can you tell us about the format?
Okay, so as you said, we will have 16 teams from different continents. And actually at the beginning, before the group stage, the 16 teams will be divided into 4 groups of 4 teams, competing in a GSL format, pretty much like the online Pro League. And at the end of this group stage, the 2 best teams from each group will be qualified for the playoffs, that will be played in our classic single elimination format. And this time, you can be sure that all the matches will be in best of 3, except for the grand final that will be for the first time in best of 5.
The first time ever best of 5 grand finals. That'll be so amazing. I cannot wait for the 6th Invitational. That is so amazing. And we're gonna have 6 days of broadcast online, with the first 3 days being exclusively broadcasted online, and the final 3 days obviously broadcasted online, but also the main event there live at Tohu, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we even have a first version of the schedule, so let's have a look at it. So as you mentioned, on the first 3 days, we're gonna have this group stage that will be displayed in a dual stream, meaning that you cannot miss any match. You will be able to choose the match you want to watch online during the first few days, and then on Thursday you're gonna have the final spot match to see who is the last qualified for the main event.
And then we have the main event over the course of the following 3 days, from the 16th to the 18th. Tell us a little bit about that.
Exactly, it will be more classic with the quarterfinals on Friday, the semifinals on Saturday, and finally, obviously, the grand final on Sunday. And we will also have some panels, content reveal, and even for the first time in Siege, we really want to add an all-star match with all the best players competing against each other in a special match, you know.
And an all-star match that players will be able to vote on, and which is really cool. And obviously, as you saw there, we're going to have so many dev panels, and at the event, we're going to be able to have cosplay, fan art section. You're going to be able to meet us. You're going to meet there. You're going to be able to meet the entire dev team there, and it's going to be a really special event with a lot of activities around, and of course, some pretty sweet swag too. All right, so that's the event structure. Let's take a look at the teams that are competing and that have qualified already.
So yeah, we know actually 6 teams out of the 16 teams that will be qualified. So as you can see on your screen, we're gonna have the 3 Pro League champions of the year, meaning that Penta, who won Season 1, is already qualified. Elevate, who finished second of the Season 2, is already qualified also, as they took the spot of Penta. And we will also have 1 more spot today with the finalist of today's grand final. And actually, as we know that Ants is already in the grand final today, they will compete against either Penta or Black Dragon, meaning that all these 3 teams are already qualified for the 6th Invitational. So what we're going to do is the winner of today's grand final will allow its region to have 1 more spot for its online qualifier.
Oh, That's huge.
Yeah, so meaning that either Europe or Brazil will have not only one but 2 spots for the online qualifier.
I'm sure the Brazilian fans will be really excited to hear that, and I mean it's really becoming the Penta Invitational right now.
Yes, the team are starting to have more spots, and so yeah, as if we go back to our list of teams, we'll also have the 4 winners of the Season 3 Pro League Regional. So we're gonna have Evil Geniuses for North America, Hens, as we mentioned before, for Europe, Black Dragon for LATAM, and Heinz for APAC.
And I see also a community vote.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
As we mentioned also before, the 6 Invitational is all about the community. So we really want the community to have an impact on the team's composition of the tournament. So this is why by the beginning of January, we're going to propose a list of teams, and people will be able to vote for their favorite team so it can be in the tournament.
Awesome, and then to finish off, we do have some online qualifiers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and
just,
also
before that.
Just before that, yeah.
As it's the 6th Invitational, we're gonna also have 4 invitations sent by Ubisoft to 4 teams, and this will be also revealed by the beginning of January.
Cool. And then we also have some online qualifiers that anyone can participate in. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's very important for us that anybody from the Rainbow Six community can have a chance to take part in the tournament. So as you said, we're going to have 1 online qualifier per region. So 1 for NA, 1 for EU, 1 for LATAM, and 1 for APAC.
And so how's this going to work? What is the format of the online qualifiers?
As for the Pro League, the APAC online qualifier will be different. So today we're going to just focus on Europe, NA, and LATAM. So it's going to be an online qualifier into 2 steps. The first one is an open ladder, meaning that any team of 5 players can register to the ladder, and it's going to last 3 weeks, 3 entire weeks, so people can have a lot of matches online. And at the end of this open ladder, we're going to take the top 16 teams of each ladder, and they're going to compete in a playoff. In playoffs in a single elimination format, and all of these matches will be in best of 3 from the beginning to the end of this qualification.
Really awesome. Sounds like an amazing event that you guys are putting together, and that I cannot wait.
And
honestly,
if you want to,
it is so exciting.
And if you want more information about these qualifiers, you can go on rainbow6.com/6invitational.
Yeah, there's a blog post there, so if you do want to compete in the 6th Invitational, or try to compete, at least have some kind of competition on your way to the 6th Invitational, you can compete in the online qualifiers. Check out that blog because it's really awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Jesse.
That is a look at the year to come in Rainbow Six Siege. Obviously, we have the 4 seasons, kicking things off with Operation Chimera and Mission Outbreak, and then also leading into our Season 2 in Italy, our interesting, different experimental Season 3, and then capping off Year 3 in Morocco. So thank you so much for joining us today, and of course, attend the 6th Invitational if you can. We will have a full reveal of Operation Chimera and Mission Outbreak. You do not want to miss that. And you'll be able to join us as well. All of the devs that you've seen on stage throughout this past year at the Pro League Finals, you'll be able to meet us. Come hang out with us, take selfies, get some swag. It's going to be a really fun event. And you'll be able to pick up your tickets at rainbow6.com/6invitational, and I'm happy to announce that we actually have 100 VIP tickets being added to the ticket pool. So if you haven't picked up a VIP ticket, now's your chance. So that is it for our panel today. Coming right up, we have an amazing semifinals game with Penta versus Black Dragons. It's going to be an amazing match. And just after that, we'll have the reveal of Operation White Noise. Do not go anywhere. Don't touch that internet browser. We'll be right back after this.
Just a couple shots through that wall. What a shot from Temper as he's gonna go. That excitement, more people coming in the game.
It is one of our biggest updates that we will ever release in Siege. It is so huge.